It's always interesting when you're following a deer through the woods and you stumble across a little bit of history. Researching the 1898 building fragment led me to an inner-city park. Kuntz Park, the Grand Court of the Trans-Mississippi Exposition, was located in Kuntz Park in 1898, when the search committee sought to acquire a large parcel of land to locate the city's highlight attraction. Kuntz's generous offer of 11 acres of land for $15,000, plus a donation of $5,000 worth of land for this future park, was ideal. The site was soon covered with buildings, boulevards, and a beautiful lagoon almost half-mile long, lit by the latest technology of the times, electrical lights. 1898 Trans-Mississippi International Exposition. The Trans-Mississippi International Exposition was a World's Fair held in Omaha, Nebraska from June 1 to November 1 of 1898. Its goal was to showcase the development of the entire West, stretching from the Mississippi River to the Pacific coast. The Indian Congress was held concurrently. Over 2.6 million people came to Omaha to view the 4,062 exhibits during the 5 months of the exposition. President William McKinley and William Jennings Bryan were among the dignitaries who attended at the invitation of Gurdon Wattles, the event's leader. 100,000 people assembled on the plaza to hear them speak. The expo stretched over 180 acres in North Omaha and featured a 2,000 feet long lagoon encircled by 21 classical buildings that featured fine and modern products from around the world. Ticket cost: adults 50 cents, children 25 cents. There were many special days when various groups/children were admitted free. Expo site was 184 acres, irregular in shape, within the city limits of Omaha, and 12 minutes from the business center by one of 3 lines of electric trains. Venetian gondolas took passengers to and from buildings in the Grand Court. Ambitious considering Omaha was only 44 years old, far from the international cities in scope and style that had hosted World's Fairs to this point, whether that be the European capitals of London and Paris, or the more cosmopolitan cities of the United States, New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, and San Francisco. Architecturally, the non-permanent structures were magnificent. Built in Renaissance style, without towers, the staff structures were ivory white in color with gray-green roofs. The structures were temporary by design, built at about half the cost of permanent buildings. The lower cost allowed the construction of larger structures. The construction of the hundreds of temporary buildings at the expo was notable because of the almost exclusive usage of a new, cheap and pliable building material called staff. It allowed expo designers to construct visual reproductions of Grecian and Roman temples, fine European buildings, and more. The buildings were constructed of strips of wood covered with staff. Staff is a kind of artificial stone used for covering and ornamenting temporary buildings. It is chiefly made of plaster of Paris, powdered gypsum, with a little cement, glycerin, and dextrin, mixed with water until it is about as thick as molasses. When staff is cast in molds, it can form any shape. To strengthen it, coarse cloth or bagging, or fibers of hemp or jute, are put into the molds before casting. It becomes hard enough in about a half hour to be removed and fastened on the building in construction. Staff may easily be bent, sawed, bored, or nailed. Its natural color is murky white, but it may be made to resemble any kind of stone. One of the most unique and important aspects of the Trans-Mississippi was the inclusion of the Indian Congress. Appropriated by Congress, the Indian encampment encompassed 4 acres on the North Tract. The tribes represented included the Wichita, Kiowa Apache, Sioux, Crow, Omaha, Flathead, Sac, Fox, Tonkawa, Apache with Geronimo, who charged 50 cents per autograph and $1 for pictures, Blackfeet, and Pueblos. A once beautiful and magical location. Today there are only a few pieces of plaster from exposition buildings that remain as tangible historical artifacts. Unfortunately, Kuntz Park is still declining since its magical days and has been a repeated crime location in recent years.